the foyer, the bedroom, the large closet, and the bathroom. This is a picture depicting the bedroom where Michael Jackson died. He died in that bed, pointing down here below the slide. This picture is the closet I showed you on the diagram, and it's a vantage point of the closet looking into the bathroom that I had described. And then into the bathroom depicting what is shown there, the clothes, and in fact, the jacket that Michael was wearing at his last performance that night on June 24th, 2009. As I indicated earlier, the question becomes what transpired then from 1 o'clock in the morning till Michael's death the next day. And before I relay to you some of the words of Conrad Murray as to his story of what transpired, I want to share with you what the independent investigation by law enforcement revealed, absent Conrad Murray's statements. What you'll learn through phone records is that Conrad Murray was very busy on the phone that night. There are screenshots from the iPhone showing him receiving, reading various emails. There's text message. There's different screenshots showing various activities of Conrad Murray on his phone. There's a very relevant email that Conrad Murray receives. It's sent at 5:54 a.m. Conrad Murray responds to it at 11:17 a.m. on that day, and that time will be very relevant. But it's not just relevant for the time, it's relevant for the substance. Because this email that you're viewing on this screen is an email from the insurance broker in London that is trying to collect medical records so that they can have the tour properly insured. And Conrad Murray's asked specific questions about press reports relating to Michael's health, and that it's required in order to get the insurance. And Conrad Murray responds by his own email on June 25th at 11:17 a.m. And what he says is that as far as his health published by the press, let me say they're all fallacious to the best of my knowledge. This is on June 25th, 2009, just days after the meeting, month and a half after the May 10th recording, and Conrad Murray represents to the insurance broker that all concerns or press reports about Michael's health are fallacious. We also know through the phone records what was taking place that night. And we have the early morning phone calls, which will be described to you through witness testimony and evidence during the trial. But as we get closer to the time that Conrad Murray indicates he provided propofol, we have a 10:14 a.m. phone call, a 10:20 phone call, a 10:34 phone call, an 11:07 phone call. We then go to an 11:18, 32-minute phone call to Conrad Murray's business in Las Vegas, followed by a brief message to one of his female friends, Bridget Morgan, at 11:26, a call with Robert Russell at 11:49, and then a call at 11:51 with another female friend, Sade Anding, who lived in Houston, Texas. And you're going to hear from Sade Anding. And what she's going to tell you is that she was working as a cocktail waitress in Houston. She met Conrad Murray. They exchanged phone numbers. And that Conrad Murray referred to her as his girlfriend. And what you'll learn from the nature of this 11:51 phone call is that this is likely the time that Conrad Murray first noticed Michael Jackson's lifeless body. It won't reveal to you the time of Michael Jackson's death, but it may reveal to you when Conrad Murray first noticed Michael Jackson had died. Because what Sade Anding tells us is that this 11:51 phone call took place, that she was speaking on the phone when she realized there was no response on the other end. Conrad Murray was not communicating, was not participating in the conversation. Sounded as though the phone had been put down. She heard a commotion. She eventually hung up. She tried to get back in touch with Conrad Murray, but was not successful. She indicated that this occurred about 5 minutes into the 11:51 phone call. So about 11:56, 11:57 a.m. is when the phone goes dead and she no longer is able to communicate with Conrad Murray. At 12:12, we have a phone call from Conrad Murray to Michael Williams and a return phone call from Michael Williams at 12:15. Now, who is Michael Williams? Michael Williams is a personal assistant to Michael Jackson. He was not at the house on that day. He was actually at his own house downtown Los Angeles. But he receives this call, I believe he's in the shower, at 12:12 p.m. And you'll hear the recording that Conrad Murray leaves on Michael Amir Williams at that time. Getting this message that shows up on his phone at 12:13, Michael Amir Williams calls Conrad Murray back immediately and is told to get here right away. Mr. Jackson had a bad reaction. He's not told to call 911. He's simply told to get there right away from downtown Los Angeles to 100 North Carrollwood in the Holmby Hills area. Michael Amir Williams makes a number of phone calls and eventually gets a hold of Alberto Alvarez, who is at the location. Alberto Alvarez is a security guard. He's part of Michael Jackson's personal security. They actually were housed in this trailer to the side of the house. Alberto Alvarez, being on site, is told to go into the house, that there had been some kind of problem and Michael Jackson had a bad reaction, according to Conrad Murray. Alberto Alvarez goes into the house and eventually goes upstairs. He goes up these stairs shown in this picture, gets up to the landing, and proceeds into the bedroom, where he sees what appears to him to be Michael Jackson's lifeless body on the bed. Conrad Murray is giving CPR with one hand while Michael lay on the bed. Alberto Alvarez observes a condom catheter. He didn't know it was called a condom catheter, but he observes some device